Yeah, so we are on our discussion on the education system of Africa. Say, Lord, welcome back to Self Focus Media. Please, you like our YouTube, you share more so that we can bring a lot of more update videos. I am focused. Be with us, and you'll be inspired. Say, we were talking about the education system of Africa. Like we need to change. We need to do a little bit change in our education system of Africa. How you explain I want to the people of Africa?
Okay, thank you. Like I said earlier,
Okay.
President Nkrumah wanted to change everything about our education system.
Okay.
The rote learning, though it is not bad,
Okay.
because when you are able to memorize things into your head, it helps a lot. Even it makes you a gentleman or a lady.
Okay.
But on the other hand, if we produce raw materials and we ship it to the European countries, like Nkrumah wrote in that book I talk about, that days in Ghana, he said our our crude products are channeled into Europe and America to irrigate their mechanized economy. Like it is, he was using in a proverbial way, whereby we are using our resources to water, to irrigate their automobiles. Meaning, if Ghana, we produce cocoa,
Yeah.
our farmers, our cocoa is the best.
Okay.
Those who produce chocolate, in Switzerland, we need Ghana's cocoa to produce the chocolate. And Nkrumah thought that why is it that we cannot have a plant here that is going to produce chocolate?
Okay.
Our current president, Nana Akufo-Addo, was talking about one district, one factory,
Yeah.
whereby we are going to have industries in Ghana. In his State of Nation address 2023, that is this very day, 8th March 2023, he mentioned that more than 200 factories are underway in Ghana. Let's take it that it is true.
It is true.
Or let's hope it should be true.
It should be true.
When it happens like that, meaning our system, we are not going to be just producers of raw materials, but we will add value to it.
Okay.
So, it can start from our schools. Meaning, the school should not only have the reading programs and arithmetic programs,
Okay.
but like the STEM education now that they've introduced. If they are teaching students about how to mix chemicals to get end results, it should be not like learning how to mix only the chemicals. But the students should learn that if I mix this chemical and that chemical, I'm going to get fertilizer.
Yeah.
If I mix this and that, I'm going to get a cream. I'm going to get soap. So that not only on their campus that they will learn that, but when they come home, without they writing application letter to be employed into the system, they should create their own employment through what they've learned from the school. So the education system, most of our leaders go to abroad. Not most, almost all of them. They go to abroad, either they go there or they read about them, they learn about them. Then also, they say if Muhammad does not go to the mountains will come to Muhammad.
Okay.
Meaning, if you, the youth today, if the education system didn't help you from your infancy,
Okay.
now you have come to have access to these mobile phones, laptops. That is, the whole world is on it. If you go to the internet, there are YouTube content that teaches you how to produce, if it's a block that you want to lay, if it is charcoal that you want to use, technical way of burning your charcoal. All those things are on the computer, on the internet, that you can learn. Apart from you going to the normal school for you to be taught.
Okay.
So, it depends, like we said earlier, the change of mindset that I want to do something for myself and then for the community and the society that I belong to.
Okay.
With that in mind, there are a lot of things that you can do. I hope if I have answered you.
Oh, okay, I get you right. But a lot of people, you say maybe if you need to do something, you can go on the media and learn from there. But a lot of the remote areas in Africa don't even have access to the internet. How can these people go to the YouTube and learn something from the YouTube or the internet or anything else?
That one can be an excuse, but it is not an excuse that is that we say because of that you'll be more limited. You've probably heard about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a president of America. Abraham Lincoln never stepped in a classroom. He didn't go to school.
Wow.
He was living on a farm with his mother and his father. History has it that Abraham Lincoln, he was only reading the New Testament Bible. All the time you see him having it in his pocket.
Okay.
If he meets a word that he can't read, then he will go and show it to someone that knows it to teach him. What he did was that Abraham Lincoln, where they were living on their farm, any least chance that he will get, let's say he's living in Guka, Tanso, which is a farming community near Guka. And he hears that a politician is coming to the district capital where Guka belongs. Let's say Sampa, where we are having the district capital. And there's the president is coming, or another politician is coming to give talk. This Abraham Lincoln can take about 2 days walk or 3 days walk because he can't have access to vehicle to go there. Determination. He will go there, listen to the politician. After the politician has finished talking, Abraham Lincoln will be able to memorize everything the politician said. And on his way back to his father's farm, when he meets people gathered, kids have gathered, he will stand in front of them behaving like he's giving a stand speech. When we say stand speech, it means politicians, it's not part of their schedules. But when they see where people have gathered, they stand on a platform. Traditionally, it was a tree stump. So they stand on a tree stump where everyone can see them. So that you talk to them. Abraham Lincoln was doing that. He will meet people, he stand there, then he will talk to them what he heard from that politician. And through that, he was learning. He was practicing. Later, when he grew up, he left their father's farm. He went to the city. He went to live with a friend. The friend was a lawyer. When the friend is sleeping at night, Abraham Lincoln will go and pick his books. He will read everything. First, he started with the available book he was having, which was the Bible. He read the Bible and he was able to know how to read. When he grew up, he came to the city and he had access to a friend who was having law books. He started reading the law books. And through that, Abraham Lincoln became a lawyer.
Wow.
He hasn't been to school. He didn't go to class 1 like you and I did.
Wow.
But he grew up to become a lawyer. Later, he went to vie for a senator position. Because he was not having the finances, they didn't vote for him. And the one who was leading the Republican Party, the GOP, Grand Old Party in America, at that time, something happened and this man, he lost his life. And they said the way Abraham Lincoln was debating when he wanted to become a senator, though he didn't have the finances to become, to be voted for. When we make this guy our flag bearer, he can win power for us. And Abraham Lincoln was elected to lead the Republican Party.
Wow.
And he became their president. Somebody who didn't go to school, was born on a farm. He grew up on a farm. He became a lawyer by his own dint of work. And he became a politician and became a president of America.
Wow.
Abraham Lincoln was the one who stopped slavery in America. There were forebears that were bought from Africa to go and work in America. It was Abraham Lincoln who stopped that.
Wow, super amazing.
This person didn't go to school. So like you ask, if somebody is living in a rural community where he's not having access to the internet, that should not limit you. If you are serious, the prophet of Islam, Muhammad, he said, if education is sold, wherever it is sold, try to move to where it is sold. And how much it is sold, whatever you are having, sell it to go and buy it. Because that will make you This Muhammad we are talking about who didn't go to school. You understand that? But he knew the importance of education. So he was encouraging his followers to seek education. But that is not so with Africa. Many people who give excuses that I don't have access to internet, I don't have access to the. Mostly I see that they are just using it as a way to for people to have sympathy. On them, on their failures.
Okay.
But it's a big failure. Many youth in Africa are having access to mobile phones and internet.
Okay.
Even if it is not internet access that they have access to the gadget.
Okay.
So, if you are serious, you can go somewhere where you can have access to internet,
Okay.
download everything that you want to learn, and you come back to your abode where you don't have access to internet, and then you learn that, you read it.
That one is true.
Those who are saying they don't have access to internet, just take their phones or their computers from them. Look on it. You are going to see some content that it took them internet access to have that content. But they will tell you something that will bore their life. That one, they will not have it. So the Africa education system, it is not more time about the leaders that we should blame.
Okay.
At times to the blame to some of the youth, or the youth also should take it. The children growing up also should take it. Because it's not all the time that somebody should hold your hand to bring you to let you stand.
Yeah,
at times you should make an attempt
to do
that you
something.
want to stand, so that when you are falling, people will hold you firm to stand. So Africa, we can make it. Our education system, we can make it. It does not start with only one leader that is having the magic wand to change everything overnight. But you take collective force of all of us.
Okay. Wow, thank you, sir. Say, like our last speech for right now is about what are you telling the youth of Africa? What advice are you having for the youth of Africa?
The youth of Africa, we are the future of Africa. We can't even say that we are the future, but we are the today and the future. Because now, like Nigeria has elected Tinubu, who is over 70 years. Natural law means he will die earlier than you and I.
Yeah, okay.
That one is natural law. I'm not saying it happens like that always.
Okay.
But all the time we say our parents will die, then we bury them.
You bury them.
That is how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And
The
our
leaf,
parents...
you have the old leaf,
Yes.
and the new leaf.
Yes. And the parents also say that this when I die, then my children will give me a better funeral. So naturally, they will die before we die.
Okay.
And when they die, they will leave the country for us. So, we should have assurance in us that we can do something for ourselves.
Okay.
All hope is not lost. The natural resources are there.
There, yeah.
When you are able to learn something good for yourself and then start working on it. Have a determined mind. You will make it. These days, most of the youth are going into this social media thing.
Media thing, yeah.
The YouTube, the blogging, the vlogger, the TikTok, they all make money. When you are able to create content, you are going to get advertisements on your platform.
Yeah.
It will give you some little cash for you to start something. But one thing I've noticed about African youth is mediocrity.
Okay.
More time take center stage in our lives.
Okay.
The little achievement we make, we think that is all. Then we start singing our own praises. We don't want to board up on that and they make it big for ourselves. But if you are to take that mindset out, complacency, mediocrity out of our lives, and we are going to make good use of the natural resources we are having in Africa, we can build a beautiful Africa. And everyone will come here. Like I've said, Africa, they have been great people. Africans have made it before. First, when we are talking about rich people, they were in Africa. Education was in Africa. Archimedes, Apollo, Pythagoras, all of them, they came to Africa to have the education. They came to learn here.
Okay. Africa again. We hope that one day Africa can be where again. But let me ask you this question. Is it like what advice are you having for the people overseas, especially some Africans that are overseas, especially US, UK, Italy, Spain, France? Immediately they hear a very bad news or a very bad story of Africa. A lot of these Africans think Africa is not any place, is not some place, or Africa is where human can dwell. Due to that, these people are saying that they are not returning back again in Africa. What do you have to tell these people out there?
Yes, that is what in English you call a brain drain.
Brain drain, yeah.
So Africa's educated youth, some they had the education back in the Western countries. So they see it that they will not make it when they come back to Africa.
Yeah.
More so when you check in the media, the stories said about Africa. It makes Africa not, how do I say, appearing to them, like appealing to them. They don't see Africa as a place where it's easy to, with little, you get something big. But one thing I can tell those people abroad is that in Twi we say we search poto sen kra o search poto kra ho na otafre, meaning we search so be your da nti say we sayam. What that simply means literally is that where you come from, whatever happens, one day the need will arise for you to go there. Even if you don't go there, something will happen to them that you feel it. If you hear that today Africans are dying of diseases and you are living somewhere comfortable, you will get the pinch of the pains. That, oh, my people are dying if you are having African blood in you. So don't say now you are living at a better place now and you not turn to look at where you came from. Besides, you are not just coming here to dash your money to the Africans. There are a lot of investments that you've learned from abroad that you can bring it here. That is going to serve you more capital. It's going to give you more power. And God being so good, or let me say, the current president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, through his Coming to Africa initiative, where he was calling Africans in the diaspora, the, let me say, black people that were taken into slavery 400 years ago. He organized coming back to Africa, where many of them have come to have a citizenship in Ghana. They've acquired Ghana's citizenship here. Some are returning to our country. They're establishing here. So we also here, we should make the environment good for them so that they will appreciate their living here. Taxes that is going to deter them from not investing in our country. We should look at that. And also some laws that will let them also fix into, because you know where they live in a democratic space. And Africa is a conservative place where some of our laws conflict with what they know there. So we should try to accommodate them. And gradually they will know our way of life. So we can cohabit with them, coexist with them. Yeah, so that one will let them appreciate our space, and then they will also love it living with us.
Home again, Africa. We need to come back again. Africans overseas, anywhere you there as an African, you need to come home. Let's all come together as one. Build Africa. This is our last question for now. Let's have, of course, media. Please, you like our YouTube, you share more so that we can bring a lot of more updates. Please, I'm begging you, you like the YouTube, you share more. Subscribe so that every time we can bring a new update about the history of Africa. I'm here to ask a last question. If you don't understand anything, you can put it at the comments section. We will read everything for you and reply you as well. Mr. Lord, I want to ask you this last question. Leadership in Africa is an issue. What did you have to say about our leadership in Africa? The last point. This is my last question. What do you have to say about the leadership in Africa? Let's talk about this last hours so that we can give our bye to the people.
Okay.
Okay.
Leadership everywhere.
Okay.
It is the mover of the people. To lead, or to be blessed to be elected, to lead people. Is something that nobody should take for granted.
Okay.
So when you are chosen by your people that be our leaders, it means they've given you a big mandate that you should not play with. You will make a mark and you will make a name for yourself and for the people who put their trust in you. When you are able to give them a legacy worth praising. So if you've been elected today to lead an African country, to lead a town, to lead a state, to lead a region, make sure you bring people that can work on board. You appoint people into positions that will help what you want to do. And for so doing, there's something we call cat paw in psychology, meaning you can hold the hand of the cat to take something from the fire, where your hand will not get scorched, your hand will not get burnt by the fire, but that of the cat will get burnt, and you get what you needed. Meaning, if you know potentials in people, if you know people can do this particular work, bring them on board, hire them. Whatever they do, because it was done during your tenure of office, it is your name that will be mentioned. The accolade will not go to the person you employed. These things should not be nepotism. It should not be friendship. It should not be family matter. It shouldn't be nepotism and cronyism. It should be meritocracy. Someone who merits, who qualifies. Then you bring him into your cabinet, or you bring him into your fold. And you let him carry what you dream. And when they do that, we are going to get the praise alas. But one thing I've seen is Africa, before you are appointed to any position, you must be partisan. You must be belonging to
a party,
a certain political party. You must believe in every philosophy of theirs. Yes, that one is true and good to do that, because you can't appoint your enemy to work with. Because of the duopoly we are having in Africa here, Ghana, we are having NDC and PP. It is not only in Africa. America, when you go, we are having the Republicans and the Democrats. When you go to Britain, we are having Labour Party and the Conservative, the Tory Party. So Ghana, we are having NDC and MPP. It is not wrong to have that duopoly. But there are some people you know within yourself that this person I've heard about. He's having this idea. We can bring him on board. He can do something good for our government. When you bring him on board and then he does something good, it is your party that is going to receive the praises, the accolades. So leadership in Africa, they've been given a big mandate to perform. But they should also bring people that are not at the front line fighting for political power, but they know them to be having the ideas. And when they bring them on board, they can perform. Those people should be brought on board.
Thank you. Thank you, say Lord. May Almighty God bless you more for your explanation. There's a lot of things you have expressed yourself. We love it a lot. Oh my guys, all Africans, let's all come together to support this YouTube channel, because it is here to bring a lot of more updates about Africa. Africa, we need home again. Africa need to change. We need to change Africa. We need to change a lot of things in Africa. And every time, every day, we will talk about Africa. We will talk about the issues of Africa. Please you like our YouTube, you share more so that we can bring you more update video. My name remains the same, Self Focus Media 24/7. The system is still working in Africa and Ghana. I love the people of Africa. Peace up. Bye bye. Say.